Okay, so part 5, last part of the M21 spoilers review and tier list video series. Today it is just all the rest of the commons and uncommons that they've just batch released right at the end. Now, I've also just skipped past the lands, we don't need to see them. Now, it is just commons and uncommons, so this video is going to be a bit more quickfire than the other episodes, because, yeah, there's not a lot to really say about most of them. So, no point in labouring the intro, let's just get on with the video. Hey, so before we get on with the rest of the video, if you could consider liking the video, commenting the video, subscribing if you enjoyed it and hitting the bell icon, and also you could follow us on Facebook and Twitter if you enjoy magic memes, and also follow us on Twitch where you get to watch videos like this happen live. So yeah, let's just get on with it. Right, Sky Scanner, 3 mana, 1/1 Thopter artifact creature with flying, and when it enters battlefield draw a card. Dog shit, into D. Silent Dart, 1 mana artifact, and then you can pay 4 and tap it, and then you sacrifice Silent Dart and deals 3 damage to target creature. Do you understand that you have to pay 5 mana to deal 3 damage? This card is fucking awful. Even in draft, this card is fucking terrible. So yeah, let's stick that straight into E. So next we've got Short Sword, which is another 1 mana artifact. This time it's an equipment, but target creature gets +1/+1 and it doesn't sacrifice itself, so automatically it's at least D. Yeah, I think this is D. Like, it's about as well costed as something like this could be, but it's hardly Ancestral Blade, right? Yeah, this is so much, but what the fuck, this card's amazing. Fuck, it's terrible, right, into D. Prismite, shockable mana rock, no thank you, into E it goes. Forgotten Sentinel, 4 mana, and it enters the battlefield tapped, and it's a 4/3 golem. It doesn't even have the fucking gall to be like a 4/5 or something. This is so bad. I need a tier lower than E, but that's as low as it goes. This is fucking abysmal. I would hate to even see this in draft. It's not even good in draft. Right, Epitaph Golem, which is a 5 mana artifact golem creature, 3/5, 2 mana. Put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of the library. When is that ever going to be useful? Like, what is this gonna be fucking an E? Gee, like, why even make shit this crap? Like, I don't get it. Like, even in like a draft environment, I just don't understand why every card needs to be dog shit. Next we've got Chrome Replicator. Now this card is actually okay. So it's a 5 mana, 4/4 artifact creature construct, and when it enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more non-land, non-token permanents with the same name as one another, create a 4/4 colorless construct artifact creature token. So you can get 8 worth of stats for 5 mana and 2 bodies as long as you control 2 things with the same name. That's not unlikely to happen. I don't think this is going to see any actual play, so I think we can safely put this into D, but it's okay. I definitely don't see this going into C or anything like that. Right, onto the green cards. We've got Track Down now, which is a 2 mana green sorcery. This is a common, and it's scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library, and if it's a creature or land card, draw a card. What? This... What? Right, so... I just don't... Like, this seems to say a lot for doing almost nothing. So, scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. Okay, so you need to reveal the card that you're drawing. If it's a creature or land, draw a card. But if it's not, like, then you just do nothing? What? Are you joking? Like, this card... What? I just find this insane. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I think it's D because I think it's vaguely usable-ish under some weird conditions. I don't think it's quite E, but it's still pretty bad. Right, Titanic Growth, 2 mana, green instant. Target creature gets +4/+4 till the end of the turn. D. D is like. I mean, it is just an inexcusably worse giant growth. 1 mana and 2 mana, big difference. Thrash and Brontodon next. Now this card is obviously massively reprinted, but it is actually a good card, so I think this can actually go into C, because it's a very usable card. 3/4, 3 mana, usable effect, can't complain, can you? Into C it goes. Good old trusty Thrash and Brontodon. Right, obligatory dog shit fucking spider card, right. 2 mana, green spider creature with reach, and then when it blocks creature, blah 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 blah, dog shit. So, Skyway Sniper, so this is another uncommon, and it is a 1 mana 1/2 elf archer with reach. Okay, cool. And you can pay 3 mana and it deals 1 damage to target creature with flying. Oh, wow. You know, I thought this card was going to be good. Turns out it's just extremely, extremely not good. Damn, that kind of sucks. That really sucks. Right, so for being 1 mana, it's possibly, like, fine. So I think D. It's a test and training. So this is a 2 mana green enchantment aura. When it enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card, and then enchanted creature gets +1/+0, and then has trample. So ultimately, I mean, this card, like, is actually basically good. Replaces itself, gives something like a good keyword, an extra attack. It is hard to say it is less than C, as much as I know that this card doesn't really see that much play. In the decks that it does get played in, which there are decks, it is very good. So that is what it is. So next we've got Run Afoul, and I don't think this is a... I don't know if this is a reprint or not, but it is a 1 mana green instant, and target opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. I really don't know in what world this is like. I guess this is good in draft if you're playing against... Like, this is probably very, very good in draft as efficient removal, but like... This is so abhorrently awful. Into E it goes. And it's weird seeing... like, technically a removal card going into E, but I can't help a card being bad. Return to Nature is what it is. It's a well-costed card with extremely useful effects, so into C it goes. Right, well, I don't really need to read very much of this card because it's a plant wall with Defender, and regardless of what the other text... The text could just be when you play this card you win the game and it'd still be bad, but... It's 1 mana 0/3 green plant wall creature with Defender, and sacrifice a creature with Defender draw. Jesus, this is so bad. This is so bad. Like, I guess you could like argue and draft it. It's got like you play it so you don't take any damage and then replace itself for something better. But fucking hell, that is terrible. Into E it goes. So many E's. Everyone's just an E. Ornery Dilophosaur, which is a 4 mana green dinosaur creature, 2/2 with Death Touch. Okay, but the Death Touch is kind of irrelevant. Like, it doesn't matter how strong it is. The whole point is, like, you've got 1 mana 1/1s with Death Touch, which are better than this fucking dog shit. So, when this card attacks, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it gets +2/+2. Who gives a fuck? This is terrible. Into E. So, here's a really hilarious card. This card is so funny because it's like, right, how much life gain do you need to put into a card before it becomes usable? And also, why is this not a white card? Why is this not a white card? What the fuck? I swear to God, I could design every card better than anybody at Wizards. Because, like, why is this not white? It doesn't make any fucking sense that this is green. Anyway, right, 1 mana green instant, you gain 4 life, or if a creature died this turn, you gain 8 life instead. Like, surely 8 life, this becomes usable, right? Like, at what point does 1 mana life gain become usable? Anyway, I think this card is like, surely 1 mana gain 8 at some point has a use down the line to the point where you could justifiably say it goes into D rather than E, right? Surely. Now imagine if it said... Right, now, here's interesting. Would it be usable if it was 2 mana, right? Had the same effect, but it was also draw a card, right? Would it be useful then? Next we've got Hunter's Edge, which is a 4 mana green sorcery. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, and then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Now, this is... It's literally a double-costed Domri's Ambush, which I'm so sad to see go, if I'm being totally honest. But, fucking Christ, this card is abhorrently terrible, especially when cards like Ram Through exist, where it's like 2 mana instant, and the +1 is just irrelevant because of how good that like fight effect is. So this is just so terrible. This is obviously insane in draft, don't get me wrong. There's so many cards here that are like insane in draft, but like in standard, card is fucking awful. It is just so highly costed. So the last of the green cards, Gnarled Sage, which is a 5 mana 4/4 with reach. So it's a 5 mana 4/4 green treefolk druid. Okay, just get that out of the way. With reach, and as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn, Gnarled Sage gets +0/+2 and has vigilance. Okay, into E you go. Okay, it's just right. Onto the red cards. We've got Turret Ogre, which is a 4 mana 4/3 ogre warrior creature, and it has reach. And clearly they give so little of a fuck about it doesn't even have the text. So when it enters battlefield, if you control another creature with 4 or greater power, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. E, I guess, like, yeah. Now I'll tell you what, I love the art for this thing. That's so sick. But the card's also terrible. So we've got Turn Slag, which is a 5 mana red sorcery. It deals Turn Slag deals 5 damage to target creature and then destroy all equipment attached to that creature. I just don't get how, like, I mean, it's just unjustifiable. Like, I just don't get it. Like, ugh. There's barely even any equipment in this set. Well, anyway, I guess D? Okay, there we go. Right, a good card. Right, finally, right. Thrill of Possibility. 2 mana red instant. Discard the card, draw 2 cards. Easy peasy, into C. Nice usable card. There we go. You can all breathe a sigh of relief. So, having played in an amount of standard formats at this point, and seeing this card being reprinted an amount of times, and to see it be played literally never, I think we can say Sure Strike isn't seen play anytime soon. It's interesting because it's like, it seems like it's not a terrible effect. Target creature gets +3/+0, gains first strike to the end of the turn for 2 mana. But like, this just isn't what red does. It doesn't give a shit. See, if it's double strike, then it's like, cool, I get to do extra damage, but that's just not what this card does. Well, I mean, +3 gives extra damage, but you just want to play Infuriate if that's the case. So bad shit. Design your cards better. Into E it goes. I mean, it is just removal for red, right? I get it, but whatever. So here's another War of the Spark reprint. Spellgorger Weird. It's a 3 mana 2/2 weird creature, which this is a creature type I've never understood. But whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on Spellgorger Weird. So it's just one of those things that just gets kind of bigger forever. D, I guess. Now, here's a very interesting thing, actually, right? So we've got Shock. Can we justifiably say Shock is a B tier card? It's played in almost every red deck ever in standard formats. It's incredibly versatile. Like, surely we can say Shock is B tier. Yeah, I actually like that they went with the older art. This is interesting. I don't think there's an older art with a new border. I don't think that exists yet. Like, it might, but I'm not sure. So we've got Pitchburn Devils, which is a 5 mana 3/3 devil creature in red. And when it dies, deal 3 damage to any target. Christ, like, does this need to be 5 mana? Surely this could be 3 mana, and it would still be, like, fine. Like, there's no reason this needs to be fucking 5 mana. Christ. What, straight into E. Fucking hell. Okay, so we've got Onake Ogre. I'm gonna guess this is like a Kamigawa reprint or something insane, but like, yeah, it's a 3 mana 4/2 Ogre Warrior, and it's a vanilla, so we don't like vanillas unless they're like ridiculously statted in some hilarious way. Right, Hobble Fiend next, and that is a 2 mana 2/1 Devil with Trample, and then you can sack another creature for 1 mana and put a 1/1 counter on this. Right, so this probably has like some kind of like usefulness, right? Cool. So 1 mana sack a guy, and then this just gets infinitely bigger, but it has Trample, and it surely must feed into some kind of like sack deck scenario, and you can sack tokens. Into D until maybe something slightly more apparent, but I don't see it being any better than that. Goblin Wizardry, we've got a 4 mana red instant. Create 2 1/1 red goblin wizard creature tokens with prowess. Now, this is kind of interesting, right? Because so you play this obviously in the end phase, right? You create 2 goblins, and if you've got like a whole bunch of like cheap like red spells, which you'll have like 4 mana. So let's say you've got 4 shock, just as 4 anything. It doesn't even need to do anything. You play them, and then you've got 2 4/4s. Like, okay, I'm saying this back and it's bad, but I'm gonna go and say D. So I don't think this is an E effect, because the fact they have prowess is kind of nice. So we've got Furor of the Bitten, not spelt the wrong way for Furor, but that's good. Right, so it's a 1 mana red it's a 1 mana red aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and attacks each combat if able. So I think for 1 mana, +2/+2 is like theoretically good, right? No, good, not as in E, right? So D, whatever. I know that they're different. I'm very aware that it's fucking different. It's just one of those words where it's like, oh, it's spelt differently, but pronounced the exact same. So we've got Destructive Tampering next, which is a 3 mana red sorcery. Choose 1. Destroy an artifact, or creatures without flying can't block. Oh, it's really, this is really bad. For 3 mana, this is like super bad, because if you want something to destroy artifacts, it's like, you can just use, I think it's Smelt or something, it's like 1 mana. So yeah, fucking straight into E for that one. So next card we've got is Crash Through, and I actually quite like this card, because it's just like 1 mana red draw card, which is like super cool, and then creatures control gain trample. Now, I'm a little bit biased for this card, because I did play it in that, one of the first decks we made for the channel, which was red, electro red, and that's just, you just play like electromagnetic field and then like a bajillion red cantrips. Sadly we don't have the other red cantrip, but I do like this card. I'm going to put this into C, and you can't stop me. Completely biased, zero reasoning, straight into C. Don't fucking at me, don't follow me on Twitter, I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Next we've got Burn Bright, and this is a 3 mana red instant. Creatures you control get +2/+. Fucking hell, this is terrible. Like, I kinda get it, like, it's all your creatures, but ugh. No thank you. Bone Pit Brute, which is a 6 mana 4/5 with Menace, and when it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +4/+0 to the end of the turn. So this is obviously bad, but Menace is one of the better keywords. This can go straight into the Menace tribal deck that's a thing, right? I think this is D tier. It's very expensive, but let's go with D tier. So we've got Witch's Cauldron, which is a 1 mana artifact, which is nice, and it is pay 2, like 1 and a black, tap it, and sack a creature. You gain 1 life and draw a card. I actually think this card is really cool, to be honest. This card seems actually legitimately usable. Now, it's like different from Witch's Oven, but you know, you've got your 1 mana artifact. This is a constant like source of life gain and draw if you need it, especially in the right deck. I think this card's really, really cool. I think straight into C. Walking Corpse, a 2 mana 2/2. Epic. Fucking epic, right? Into E it goes. God, I care so little about this card, I can't even be arsed moving it to E. I don't even know what it is. There it is, into E. Fucking hell. Oh, this card, I've actually read this card, it is so abysmal, right? It's a 2 mana 2/2, right? Fucking hell. Tap it, pay 3 life and flip a coin. And then if you win the flip, you gain 6 life. This is so bad. Oh my god. So terrible, man. Like, see if it like burnt your opponent for 6 or something daft, like, sure. Like, or your opponent takes, like, you tap it and your opponent takes 6, or like if you lose 12 or something ridiculous, right? But nah, this is fucking terrible. Oh my god. This goes straight into my bin deck. Right, so Skeleton Art, this is so bad. Why do they keep printing these? Cool, 4 mana and it deals 1 damage to any target. Like, this could easily be deal 2 damage to any target and it would be like, huh. Like, the difference between that 1 and 2 damage is like crazy, but this is fucking so terrible. Sanguine Indulgence, right, so we've got a 4 mana black sorcery. This spell costs 3 less to cast if you've gained 3 or more life this turn. So if you've won that coin flip, then you can definitely play this for 1 mana. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard. Isn't there just cards that's just like 2 mana do this anyway? Like, what? Like, I'm confused. Fucking hell, it's so bad. Like, all these cards suck. Like, they actually suck so much. Like, they just suck a hilarious amount. Now we've got Rise again, in a format where Blood for Bones exists, in a format where, like, it's literally outclassed by, it's the 5 mana one that gives it haste. It does the same thing. So, yeah, into, you know, right, so I think, like, by order of virtue, any kind of effect like that sees D play, but... Right, so we've got Mind Rot. Now, the problem with Mind Rot is that I am fully aware that this card is bad. I'm fully aware that this is E tier. Because it just doesn't... Well, you know, right, okay, D tier, whatever. It's just weird how cards like this just aren't good. It just doesn't make sense to me how they aren't good. But they're not good. Also, by the way, it's not 4, it's actually 3. This is a Colossal Dreadnought. Next we've got Masked Blackguard, which is a 2 mana, 2/1 with flash. And it's pay 3, it gets +1/+1 to the end of the turn. I mean, this is obviously just bad. It's so weird because normally when cards have flash, you're like, oh, that's cool. And then, so I mean, I was thinking D has flash, but then I was thinking also... Right, so, you know what, yeah, okay. So maybe, right, it can go into D if it has any kind of specific synergy. It lets you draw a card off Slitherwisp. Infernal Scarring, right, so... It could be a block. Yeah, you're right. It's a combat trick. Okay, Infernal Scarring. So it's a 2 mana enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +2/+0, and then has, when this creature dies, draw a card. So, like, it's just funny how unbelievably terrible this is compared to, like, Cetizen Training. Into E it goes. Yeah, even though it does say draw, like, extremely slow, shitty draw a card is, like, still bad. Next we've got Gloomsour, which, by the way, the art is, like, super cool. But it is a 7 mana black horror creature, and it's got 8/6 in stats. Like, I mean, that's not like abysmal. It's still 7 mana. When this card becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. Now, let's just take into consideration just how extremely insane this is in like limited, but is so fucking terrible in standard. It's just a guy with like a mediocre effect. So we've got Fiend Imp, which is a 2 mana 1/2 imp with flying, and then you can pay 1 mana and it gains Death Touch till the end of turn. E, I guess. Right, so if 1 mana 1/1s with Death Touch are basically D, right? Then I guess this is D, right? It's got flying, which I guess makes it good enough. It's started and it's got flying. Okay, it goes into D. Right, so, okay, another interesting one. There always seems to be, like, specific classic eternal 1 mana cards that exist. And I think Duress is one of them. So you've got Opt for blue. You've got Shock for red. Duress. It's hard to say. Like, I genuinely think Duress is B. What an amazing turn 1 Duress is. Look at your opponent's full fucking hand, and then you get like, oh, I'll just take that threat, thank you very much. Duress is insane. Like, yeah, I think this just, it has to be B, right? It has to be. Like, just because something's been reprinted into literal oblivion doesn't mean that it's bad. So next we've got is Deathbloom Thallid, which is another terrible card, which is a 3 mana, 3/2 fungus creature, and when it dies, you create a 1/1 green Saprolan. Like, surely this could have been like, create 2 Saprolans. Oddly enough, by the way, I actually had the exact same thought, because when I started, this card was fucking everywhere as well. Still terrible. Straight into D. Crypt Lurker. So we've got a 4 mana, 3/4 horror creature. Oh, that's pretty cool. But when it enters the battlefield, you may sack a creature or discard a creature card. If you do, draw a card. I mean, it is bad, but I think D, like, sacking a creature to draw a card is okay. It's 4 mana though, so it's bad. But yeah. Right, Caged Zombie, which is a 3 mana, 2/3 zombie creature. You can pay 2 mana and tap it. Each opponent loses 2 life. Activate this ability for creatures that. Why is that even why is that a necessary clause? Realistically. How does the effect even like play into the. I've always noticed it's always like the better cards where the flavour plays into the effect way more. Yeah, this sucks. Straight into E tier. Blood Glutton, which is a 5 mana 4/3. Jesus, this is bad. Christ. Point, this is like it's so weird. It's almost like for these black cards, specifically in this set, there needs to be like a tier lower than E for them because they're that terrible. Right, come on, a 1 mana card can't be that bad. Alchemist's Gift. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains your choice of Death, Touch, or Lifelink till the end of the turn. It's basically fine. I like the fact it gives you a choice, so into D. It does draw, yeah. That's a big difference. Okay, so we've got the obligatory crab. So it is a 4 mana 2/5 crab. Jesus fucking God, blue loves its crabs. Right, we don't. A 1 mana 0/4 that scries 1. D for just being like technically well costed. Like Vodalian Arcanist, which is a 2 mana 1/3 Merfolk Wizard, and you can tap it to. This is interesting. It's technically ramp in blue. What the fuck? I guess this is D, I suppose? Right, so now we've got Tome Anima, which is a spirit. Cool. So it's a 4 mana 3/3 spirit, and it can't be blocked as long as you've drawn 2 or more cards this turn. Well, that's just. I mean, it's probably good in draft or something, but then E it goes. Rookie Mistake. So it's a 1 mana blue instant, a classic. Until the end of the turn, target creature gets +0/+2, and another target creature gets -2/-0. God, that's annoying to fucking work out, but I guess this is. Does this make it? Is it easy? So it makes something easier to kill, right? So you make your guy harder to kill, and then you make their guy small. See, this is extremely irritating, by the way, because you can't make like your guy bigger and their guy smaller. Like, if you see what I mean, like, it doesn't quite work that way, I don't think. No, because you can only make a guy smaller in terms of attack. I mean, it's still shit. Like, right, so, like, if you put it on your guy because you want it to be able to attack over their thing, I guess you can make theirs. Yeah, like, you can't make your guy bigger in terms of being able to attack. This is so funny. This is like the bluest fucking version of this card ever. Oh god, it's really bad. This much thinking makes it legit. Fucking legitimately, by the way. I don't know if it's just me. Like, you're having a hard time kind of deciphering how to make that card good, right? Like, let's see if the comments, like, say anything. Jesus, this is going to be annoying. People are going to overestimate this in Limited. Good combat tricks turn a losing fight into a winning fight. This only changes things if two creatures were going to trade the combat already. Otherwise, they just bounce off each other. If you block their 3-3 with your 2-3, this doesn't kill their creature, and you're still down a card where your opponent lost nothing. This is kind of the point. I'm reading it, I'm like, how does this do anything? This card makes me laugh so much because it's so bad. Right, so the next card is Roman Ghostlight, which is a spirit. Cool. So it's playing into that spirit sub-theme. So we've got a 5 mana 3/2, immediately dropped. But it is, so it's got flying, right? And then when it enters the battlefield, return up to 1 target non-spirit creature to its owner's hand. Okay, so you get to like play it and then it bounces one of the guys. So it's like, it's a 5 mana Teferi or some shit, right? Extremely good in Limited. These kind of effects are actually really good in Limited, but really, it's just so intensely overcosted. Like, again, Fires of Invention is 4 mana. Okay, so we've got Read the Tides, which is a 6 mana blue sorcery. Choose 1, draw 3 cards for 6 mana, or return up to 2 target creatures to the owner's hand. Now, can we just make a point? For 6 mana, the game also allows you to do all of these fucking things. I can counter a target spell, counter an activated or triggered ability, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and then I get to create a token that's a copy of target creature I control, and then target player draws a card. That's also 6 mana. There's cards that let you draw 3 for like 2 mana, basically, right? So this is really bad. I mean, if it was an instant, fuck, it's a sorcery. This is, fuck it, why does that need to be a sorcery? Christ! Alright, so next we've got Opt, right? So surely we can all agree Opt, B tier, right? Seems it's kind of funny when you look at like black and red and blue all have like B tier 1 mana cards, and then like green is like just dog shit, and then what does white even have? I guess God's Willing, I suppose? Which is pretty good, actually. But yeah, B tier. Yeah. Got a healer song. Right, so next we've got Keen Glide Master, which is 2 mana, 2/1 human soldier, and pay 3 mana. Target creature gains fly until the end of the turn. E into E. Fucking hell, there's just so many of these cards, like, Christ. Lust Breath. 3 mana blue instant. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during the next untap step. Again, fucking crazy good Limited, but exactly. Whee! Capture Sphere. So I'm gonna guess it's like a Ravnica reprint or something from there, but it is a 4 mana enchantment aura with flash, right? You enchant a creature, and when it enters battlefield, tap enchanted creature, and then it doesn't untap, right? So it's, I swear, every set, one of these type of effects. D, I guess. So then we've got Cancel. And I guess Cancel's like C tier. Like, you're not really gonna get, like, it's just along the lines of what? Fucking Sinister Sabotage, etc. Into C it goes. I mean, I guess it is just like a worse neutralize at this point, but, like, whatever. So we got Warded Battlements. It's a 3 mana. God, do they all have a wall or something? Right, a 3 mana at 0/3 with fucking Defender. Attacking creatures you can go get +1/+0. You know, that's actually okay. Like, I mean, it's not okay, but it's also good enough that I think that's D, right? Surely. Right, Swift Response. So we've got a 2 mana white instant. Again, like, these kind of things are really good for Limited, absolutely. But destroy target tapped creature. I guess D, because it's like super cheap, right? Like, white doesn't really have access to a lot of like removal. This card is extremely interesting, right? It is a 1 mana 1/3. Regardless if it doesn't have another effect or not. That's like... that's really fucking funny. This is surely C tier, right? This could go in White Weenie. Surely, right? So, Secure the Scene, which is a 5 mana white sorcery. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white soldier creature token. It's so highly caught. I love that it's like removal for like anything. Just exile anything. God, see if this is 4 mana, legit it would actually probably be kind of usable, but 5 mana is just way too much for what it does. But its effect is like good enough that I think I'm willing to put it into D. So, Makeshift Battalion, this is a 3 mana, 3/2 human soldier. Whenever this card and at least 2 other creatures attack, put a 1/1 counter on Makeshift Battalion. God, it's just really bad. Into E. Legion's Judgment, so this is a 3 mana white sorcery. Again, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. It's, again, just kind of more D tier removal. So, Gale Sweeper, we have a 4 mana 3/2 Griffin creature with flying, and then when it enters the battlefield, target creature gains flying until the end of the turn. That again, just really bad. Feat of Resistance, we have a 2 mana white instant. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It gains protection from the colour of your choice until the end of the turn. This actually seems pretty okay, because it's like a 2 mana God's Will, and I get there's a big difference, but like in White Weenie, you make the guy bigger, so not only can this be a battle trap, like it also just gives you the protection from colour, and this is really, honest to God, seems pretty good, right? Yeah, it's permanent +1/+1, so like, yeah, this seems like legit worth it, because you can, like, you have the ability to use this as a combat trick as well. I quite like this a lot. So I'm really willing to just put this in C, because like protection from colour of your choice is really good. So we've got Dub, and this is a 3 mana enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, and is a knight in addition to its other types. I mean, this is like an irrelevant effect realistically. I mean, it's not irrelevant, but basically irrelevant. And like, it's just bad. Right? It's just bad. So we've got Defiant Strike next, which is a nice little card. Replace itself, 1 mana white instant. Easy C, solid C. Daybreak Charger. So this is a 2 mana 3/1 unicorn, and when it enters battlefield, target creature gets +2/+1 to the turn. Fuck it, there's just so much shit like this. I just don't get it. I just don't understand why they print it, but whatever. Right, Concordia Pegasus. This is a 2 mana 1/3 with flying. So like D, right? Like 1/3's whatever. Aven Gaggle Master, which is just so fucking funny. So dumb. The art is so stupid. Look at the state of it. But we've got a 5 mana 4/3 Bird Warrior with flying. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each creature you control with flying. Absolutely god awful. It's so highly costed. And then the last card is Anointed Chorister. Yeah. So this is a 1 mana 1/1 human cleric with lifelink, which is nice enough. And then it's pay 5 mana and it gets +3/+3 till the end of the turn. God, that's so bad. I guess, right, so I guess bottom line, a 1 mana 1/1 with lifelink is D, because that's usable in White Weenie. So this is just a tacked on effect that doesn't put it into C whatsoever, but I think it's a D card. And there we go. The full set has been tiered up, and I think this is probably going to be a little bit more accurate than the Korea one. It's just a shame that really this is the good cards here, and then this is like some alright stuff. You know, some things here might go up. Like I can see this maybe going up, and maybe this might go up. Note that I'm saying maybe. I'm not even like convinced. I mean, the Chandra may go up. This thing might see a bit more play, depending on how well White Weenie goes. But everything in D, like this line down, terrible. Like, it's never going to see play. I'd bet money on all of these not seeing the light of day whatsoever. Wow, I mean, this is really kind of making... It's like, see when you see it all laid out like this, it kind of makes you go, wow, M20 ain't that great. Like, these are all the good cards, and these are good cards dubbed by me. Like, these aren't necessarily going to be good. And, like, this is these are commons. This is a reprint that already exists. What? Fuck. So there we go. That is M21 done. I guess we'll see you in another 3 months for the 5 people that have watched these videos. So what do I think of M21 overall? I actually am not that impressed by it. It seems like they didn't have very much to go on, and then just flung like a few obscenely powerful cards into the set, and we're just like, fuck it, that'll do. Because ultimately, you compare this to M20, M20 had a lot of really strong themes, personally, and it just doesn't seem like this really hits that. Now, one thing I do actually like about this set is how each colour has quite a strong identity, to be honest. Realistically speaking, I think drafting this set will probably be a lot of fun, but in terms of the actual power of the set, overall, I don't really think it does a whole lot. I mean, it's not like Eldraine where you have the adventure cards and that massively affects the meta and the decks that you can play, and there's a load of stuff revolving around that. There's just not a whole lot here, because like even a lot of the common adventure cards are still like totally usable, but like the commons in this set are basically worthless aside from a couple of them. Even with Ikoria, like Mutate's a pretty rubbish mechanic as it ended up turning out, but at the same time there is still an amount that you can do with it. But it just seems like there's a few standout cards, such as, you know, Ugin, which is just a reprint, Grim Tutor, which is just a reprint that they've flung into the Mythic slot. Now, the Planeswalkers are good, but even at that, I'm still kind of unsure about how good they really are overall compared to Planeswalkers we have currently. But at the very least, this is all just kind of speculation, because ultimately I'm looking forward to playing about with the good cards that are in this set, like absolutely. I just really hope that this isn't going to be a case of making the decks that are already good just a bit better, and that's kind of the big problem I see. I think there's definitely going to be some kind of extreme, horrendous to play against mono blue control deck, but at the same time, I'm just thinking to myself, like, surely you just make Wilderness Wreck deck with those cards, and it's just better than playing what this is designed to be. They're just not taking Wilderness Wreck into consideration, and I really think that card needs to go when you have the amount of, like, negate stuff that this set is giving you. However, post-rotation, I think that this set definitely sets up a lot of nice solid foundations working forward. Now, it really seems to be that post-rotation's a lot more decks that you can play, oddly enough. And I think that makes sense because there is a smaller card pool, and because of that, the power level is sort of limited, kind of. What I would hope would be that post-rotation, there isn't anything obscenely powerful. Wilderness Wreck gets to go, Teferi gets to go. So theoretically, there's a whole bunch of decks that we get to play with, and it definitely seems like they're phasing out a lot of the small mana things for bigger mana things. That kind of seemed where it seems to be going. I might be wrong, like I might just be misinterpreting things, but that's just kind of my 2 cents on where things are going. Ultimately, worse than M20, but okay, better than M19. I mean, anything's going to be better than M19. But anyway, thanks for listening to my rants. That's the end of the video, and I'll see you, like I said, in 3 months. Have a good day and we'll see you later. Hey, so thanks for watching this video to the end, and again, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing and hitting the bell icon if you enjoyed it. And also, if you really enjoyed it, go follow us on Facebook and Twitter if you like magic memes, and go follow us on Twitch as well, where you get to watch videos like this happen live. And obviously, that means you get to interact with us as well, and we're pretty cool. You'll like us. Anyway, just thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video.